Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. This one you could say has been a fucking long time coming. I did a video of this back in November 2014 to test things like audio levels and shit like that. It didn't have any what do you call it, narration. It was just me playing it, and yeah, so done it back in November 2014, so over a year and a half ago, but here we are. So this is Salamander by Konami, which was released in 1986, and I'm doing this one now as it's sort of continuing from the Gradius games that I've been doing. Salamander was, at least in the UK, I don't know about elsewhere, but it was released and sort of described as the sequel to Nemesis, or the first Gradius game. Although of course when Gradius II came along, Vulcan Venture, it had everyone wondering, well, where did Salamander fit in? And Gradius II did have a mention of Salamander, and the links have continued. The ripple laser that you're seeing here has been used in Gradius 2, 3 and 4. So there definitely was a connection. Now you can see that there are several noticeable differences in the gameplay between this and the Gradius games. Firstly, you can have two players on screen simultaneously. The second one is that the power-ups aren't collected by you know, picking up the pods or tokens or whatever they're fucking called, and then choosing which power-up you want to have. You pick up the power-up directly. So I think this is where Salamander got moved from an actual sequel to Nemesis stroke Gradius and into like a sort of spin-off type game. I think the players were sort of split. Some, it could even be like an actual 50-50 split. Some people like this system where you pick up the power up directly and use it straight away, and I admit I'm one of those. I prefer this. Whereas the others preferred the old system, well, I say old, the system from Gradius, where you pick up the pods and what have you, and then choose what power up you're going to have. Now the other change, you know, these two I've highlighted aren't the only ones. There is one other change, and that is that this game isn't just a horizontal shooter. It switches between horizontal and vertical depending on level. So level 1 is horizontal, level 2 vertical, level 3 horizontal, 4 vertical, 5 is horizontal, and 6, which is the final level, is vertical. I've already done a review of the Commodore 64 conversion of this game, and I think the Commodore 64 version is pretty good. The only issue I have with it is, well, the multi-load and the fact that it only has 4 levels. So you go through level 1, 2 and 3 as normal, but then it jumps to level 6. Which it has for its level 4. That's the only issue. Now you may have heard that I've lit up a fag, so I want to finish this fag before I go into any actual gameplay. So I will do the review part now actually, so that then when I'm playing the game I can actually concentrate on that. Graphically, I think graphically it's as good as Nemesis, first Gradius. You know, it's not revolutionary, it's not, you know, something that's going to blow people away, but it's perfectly alright. Same with audio. The audio is fine, but nothing absolutely superb. I have also just remembered another change. You've already seen it during these attract mode sequences. When you lose a life, you don't go back to any restart points or anything like that. The level just carries on scrolling and you just reappear again. And if you have any options or multiples, whatever you want to call them, if you're quick enough, you can pick them up again, which is handy. Because in some levels, particularly levels 3 and 4, I've only once got to level 5. That was largely because, well, it was on, I can't actually remember where it was I did it now, but I had a ridiculous number of credits on the machine. I don't think it was working properly. I put in 50p, which should have given me 3 credits, and I ended up with about 18 or something ridiculous like that. And I used something like 12 credits to get through the boss of level 4. If you're familiar with this game, you will no doubt know that the boss of level 4 is utterly ridiculous. I do know a method of defeating it fairly quickly, but being able to implement it is not so simple. So, right, there's no way I'm going to finish this fag in time. This video is going to end up with just a load of waffle and not much gameplay. So, right, let's stub me fag out. Now, I've covered graphics and audio. In terms of gameplay, well, I am rather loath to say it after playing fucking Gradius 3 and 4 recently, but I think this game is superb. This is my favourite game of the Gradius series, if you include it as a Gradius game, which I do. Yeah, I much prefer the method of picking up the power-ups directly. I much prefer the way that, you know, if you lose a life, you just carry on going. There's no fucking annoying reset points. I think the difficulty setting is pretty much spot on. It allows you to get off to a decent start, and yes, it certainly is a challenging one, but not ridiculously so. The other thing I forgot to point out is that when you're doing 2 players simultaneous, you can still only have 4 multiples or options on screen at any time. So if one of you has 2, the other player can have 2 of them. If you've got 3, the other player can only have 1. If you've got all 4, the other player can't have any, and will probably think that you're a cunt for doing that. So, right, let's bung in a couple of credits. Yeah. Right, off we go.
Destroy them all. The salt chamber is empty.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm making a fuck up on it already.
Taking a horse field.
I want those 2, yeah, okay. So I've got the ripple laser, but I haven't got a fucking missile. There we go. So that was a diabolical start, but I've got away with it. So as you can see, you can get yourself pretty decked out very quickly. I'm already at the point where all I need is 1 more multiple, like so, and I've now got everything. Now, when this game was first released in Japan and Europe, it wasn't available in the US. Indeed, the US didn't get it for another couple of years. When they did, it was under a different name. It was called Life Force, and the graphics were slightly changed as well. I don't bother with the speed up here, I don't need them. So yeah, graphics were slightly changed. The storyline was a bit different as well. But the gameplay was no different. It's just as you see it now. Just go straight through the middle. Now we want to take out them fuckers. And now we go straight through the rather large force field, and after here is the first boss.
Has penetrated our force field.
Now there are a couple of places that are decent to stand and wait for this cunt. Can't do anything to him yet, you gotta wait for the eye to appear. I think I may have fucked up here. Oh no, I've got away with it. There we go. So now onto the vertical level, or the first vertical level. As you can see, the ripple lasers, they cover almost the entire screen. So when you're sitting like this, you're pretty much sitting pretty. But I like the regular laser, so now we got that. And now we have to try and get through these asteroids. Don't really want to be using my missiles now, so we'll let them stop. And we'll get these bastards to watch out those explosions. If that debris hits you, it's game over. I could have done with taking that cunt out a bit sooner, because yeah, that flashing is not good. As you can see, there is quite a bit of slowdown on this game. That's despite the fact that this game uses a Motorola 68000 processor, so it is a 16-bit game. But yeah, the processor does seem to have a bit of a problem. Mind you, it is at quite a slow clock. Alright, let's see if I can get away with this. I think I've got myself positioned quite well. Didn't quite take him out there. Come on, gotta go soon. A lot of the time I will just let it time out and just keep circling him, but I want to try and blow the cunt up. Fucking hell, I thought I had him. So I take much longer, he is going to time out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, I'm getting myself trapped here. I don't want to lose a life against this fucking level 2 boss, but I think I'm going to, because he's timed out, the core's closed. Hurry up and blow up, you cunt, because I'm about... Fucking hell, that was close. Right, so on to level 3. So this is another horizontal section. More slowdown. Loads more stuff to pick up. None of it is worth me picking up, because I don't need it. Okay, there's a speed up there. I might as well grab that. Right, now I need to position myself right. That looks okay. So for a lot of the time on this level, you don't really need the move. especially when you've got 4 multiples, missiles and lasers. So although the Commodore 64 conversion of this was, you know, a pretty decent job, you know, you can't beat the arcade original. The original coin-op is just, I think it's fantastic. It is one of my favourite arcade games. I don't play it all that often on MAME. When I'm using MAME, I prefer to play like the old classics. And as good a game as this is, it's not one of the old classics, you know, it's not Berserk, it's not Gorf, etc, etc. So here we go then with, this boss is actually called the Intruder, even though I'm pretty sure we are the Intruder actually. Now, a good method of dealing with this fucker is to let it surround you. Well, I didn't need to worry. Right, so here we go for level 4. This level is a bastard. I've only once though got to level 4 and not got to the boss, so this should be okay. So again, a huge amount of slowdown here. I can't remember which way to go around here. Actually, I'm not sure it matters. That was closer than I would have liked. Didn't really need to pick up the missile, but well, I did. So that force field that I picked up hasn't fared all that well. Oh shit, I've gone the wrong way. And now I am in real trouble because I'm getting close to the boss and I do not have any power-ups of any kind. Ah, fuck it. What have I got? Oh yeah, because I put in the additional credits. So here we go. This is level 3, level 4 boss I'm approaching. But to be honest, I won't be sorry if I die here anyway, because I do not have a fucking prayer. For the boss there, you have to destroy all 3 of those cores, and well, I say I know a way of doing it, but no, I'm not going to reveal it. It is extremely difficult, but I can't believe it's the second time now I've recorded a video of me playing this on MAME and fucked it up totally. Anyway, so there you go, that is Salamander. I think it is the best of the Gradius games. Graphically fine, apart from a lot of slowdown in some levels. Audio I think is fine. And I will score this 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a quality shooter and definitely well worth playing if you're one of the few people who have never played this before. So there we go, Salamander, 8.5 out of 10. That brings this review to an end and we will see you at the next one.